Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks, saving a file and the backup of the file. Somebody emailed me and they had a question that every time it makes a backup. And that's not a bad thing if you've got plenty of, file space on your hard drive or wherever you put it. But if you want to turn that off, you can go to Tools, Options, and CorelDraw and go under Save, and you could have that checked if you want a backup. I want a backup. Now, if I would originally started doing this, I would love it. Have a thumb drive, and you could have it choose the thumb drive to see, it's putting it in a temporary location. You could put it somewhere else that you could go back and look at it later. Now, another thing, when you're saving options, CorelDraw, right here under General, a lot of people, and this is a little bit not about saving, but it's saving your steps. If you're brand new Corel, maybe put this to 50, 75, or even 100. But when you do that, you're using a lot of RAM on your computer. So if you go to backup or go to your undo, so it's only got the ones I've done. Now, if I did a lot more, let's draw some. I'm going to hit F4 on the keyboard, bring that back into view. So I'm going to make a box, bunch of squares, bunch of boxes. I'm going to make some ovals and hold down the control button, make a perfect oval. So now if you look, now if we go to undo, look at all the more undos I have. So if you have 150 of these, it's having to save those steps, or at least that's my understanding. So don't have your undo level too much. Now, if you've done a lot of work and you want to, instead of going to undo all these, well, there's two ways. You can pick right here and go to create, and it'll take that away. Now, instead of doing that, if you have a lot, let me back up here well, I guess we won't even do that. But let's just do this. Let's just make a bunch of rectangles, make a bunch of ovals or ellipses. And if I want to delete all that, but I want to keep this, I can right click on it and copy it. And then I can select everything. I can delete it, and I can right click and paste it. And I've got my file that I want. I'm not saying you want some text, but if you had a drawing and you've got some other drawings that you want to kind of start over with, you can do that. So go to Tools, Options, CorelDraw, and under Save. I like backup, so I'm going to leave it there. I actually put this on about every 10 minutes. Well, really, probably every 5 minutes. It's going to back it up, so you don't have to back up. So whenever I start a new, well, I don't always do it, but on this file, let's start a new file. And I go to open, well, let's start a new one. So go to File and New. Once I start drawing, I'm going to get the shape tool and bring that in. I'm going to name it right now. This is a tip that Mr. Roy Brewer gave me years and years ago, and we'll just call it Test 4 or whatever you want to call it. That way, when it backs it up, it'll name that name. It won't just be untitled. So you can always go get it. Anyway, I hope that answered that gentleman's question, and thank you for watching.